The Arizona podcast is brought to you by Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self-leveling underlays. They service all of California, and they are an awesome company. They speak Spanish, and they do amazing work. Check them out at Triumph_coatings on Instagram. And if you use the promo code ArrowsUp, you get 10% off. So check them out. Arrows Up podcast. We recorded this one on Sunday. So held it. It was a fun one. We had five mics going. A lot of fun. Shout out to the guys for doing it. It was nerd culture, fandom, and sports fandom, and just the differences. Who's more accepting? A lot of fun. We're gonna do like 2 more of these because we left so much on the table. So it was just like the entry. We're celebrating David's birthday. Shout out to him. But I wanted to do a little NBA on the top because the West had their playing games today, and there was Champions League. So let me start with the Champions League. What a beautiful night of European football. Beautiful night. We went into this week with Dortmund and Atletico playing today, and Barca PSG. You had Dortmund and Atletico played to a 2-1 in Madrid last week, where the late goal for Dortmund was one of those where you're like, maybe that would mean something. Not great if you're Atletico. And just from the very beginning, it was Dortmund was just going for it. And we've seen Atletico before, and Atletico doesn't like to go for it. Like, Atletico loves to rely and live on their defense, and they die a lot of times, especially in the highest and the biggest competitions. They die on that defense because there's just not enough offense. And we saw it with Real Madrid last week too. Like, as soon as you let another team control the ball more, get more chances, create opportunities, you may be better. You may create more clear opportunities, and that's what Simeone said today, that Atletico had created better opportunities at goal. It doesn't matter. Like, it comes to a point where the amount of opportunities just gets too much, and eventually 1, 2 get in. And if you only have 4 very clear opportunities, but you only convert 1, well, you're going to lose by those numbers. So Dortmund wins at home 4-2, 5-4 in aggregate. It was a wonderful game, good game. Atletico was given life by Hummels, his own goal there, and then Correa just hits, scores a really good goal out of nowhere. But Dortmund responded, and they win 4-2, advance, and they play PSG. PSG, they lose 3-2 at home to Barcelona last week. They didn't look all that great. Barcelona looked really good. And from the very beginning, you had Araujo in the 30th minute, who gets the red card, but Rafinha gets to go in the 12th minute, and you think, like, here we go. Barcelona's going to just close the door. And after the red card to Araujo, Barcelona just crashed, and they caved, and Mbappe had a brace, and if you don't know what that is, that means he has 2 goals. Dembele had a goal, and he had just a photo of the night where he's on the bench and he's like with a big old smile. And Vitinha hit a nice one from deep, 4-1 at Camp Nou, or Spotify Now, I guess I would call it. I'm not gonna lie to you, as a Real Madrid fan, I am super happy that both Barcelona and Athletic are out. So that's took place today. And I think the biggest lesson we learned from these two teams being out is that when it comes down to winning a giant tournament like this, and when it comes down to where things get tight and you need to produce over and over and over again, and you need the players that are going to rise to the occasion. You need the players that have the backbone to keep going. And there was a opportunity for Lewandowski where they could have gotten a goal back, and he went for it instead of making the right play. And one of the things we saw from PSG, especially after, especially even before the Araujo sent off, and obviously after, clearly, because they have one less guy. But one of the things you saw from PSG was that they were smart and they were willing to take the smart play, and that's how they killed Barcelona. And for Atletico, the same thing. Dortmund was just going forward and just attacking, figuring that, if we get in here 10 times, we just need a few scratches, and if we scratch 3, then we're good. And they scratched 4. So, and obviously they needed that just because of the 2 goals. But, it was just, they attacked so much, they were so relentless, and they just created those opportunities. So Xavi is adamant that he's not coming back, even though his players want him back. Simeone, at this point, I don't know what it would take for him to leave, for Atletico to let him go. I just think it's just his style doesn't translate, or hasn't translated, to winning in Europe at the highest level, because you can't babysit a lead and in the highest level. You can't sit on it. We've seen this with every team that's ever blown a lead. A lot of it is you didn't keep going, and I know it's a different mentality to have when you're up, and it's easy to say that, but it's tough. It's a tough thing when you're an Atletico supporter, and year after year this happens. So if I was running Atletico, I would go in any direction. So you have to. You spend money, and you're competitive, and you're in La Liga. You need a new voice. You need a new philosophy if you're going to win in Atletico. So that's what happened today. Obviously tomorrow, Bayern, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Man City. We'll discuss that tomorrow. Some NBA before we start the pod. The Lakers were up by a lot versus the Pelicans. The Pelicans made it interesting. The Lakers held on 110-106. They get the Denver Nuggets, or the Nuggets of Denver, on Saturday night, game 1 in Denver. I said that the Lakers are going to win the title. They're going to have to play Denver. And we would rather get them early. Well, we're getting them early. There's no earlier than round 1 of the NBA playoffs. So I will talk about like the matchups with Gehrig. So I don't want to step too much on that, but it was the Lakers came out firing. So good to see Gabe Vincent out there because of his threes. D'Lo continues to shoot really well. So does Rui. There was really good playmaking by Reeves, which is going to be huge versus the Nuggets. And hopefully the Lakers stay healthy. So Lakers advance. The Kings beat the Warriors 118-94. No show by Clay. Maybe his last season as a Warrior. And you kind of knew that this was going to be the end for either the Lakers or the Warriors. One of these two teams, this was the end. And when things end for teams, it's never pretty. It's rare when a team gets sent off and it ends the right way, or the storybook ending. It just doesn't happen. Guys get old. Their shells are what they used to be, and they get, blown out by somebody, and that's how it ends. And, for this Warriors team, it was a hell of a run. The staff is still good enough for you to compete, but he needs help. And I think it's, for as much as they want to say that with Draymond this and Draymond that, and Draymond is the key, and I know Steph is like loyal to those guys because he's one with them. This is one of those things that the loyalty to those guys is going to cost them more chances at the title. The Warriors being more loyal to Steph, Clay, and Draymond is going to cost them the title, because Draymond drove Kevin Durant away, and he drove Jordan Poole away. And it's one of those things that whenever you consider building a championship team, you have to be loyal to winning, not to the players. And the Warriors, got loyal to the players, and in a sense, the wrong guys. So you should have been loyal to Steph no matter what, Durant, and everybody else could have been expendable, really, if you think about it. But that's how it is for the Warriors. The Kings move on, which I thought they were the worst team to make the playoffs, but I guess they haven't made it yet. I like the Pelicans to beat the Kings when they play. So tomorrow we get the East. We get the East playing game, so we'll see how that breaks down. But that was a full night of sports today. Good night of sports. So without further ado, this is Major Pod, Big Pod, David, Victor, Aaron, Dave, Angel, Kodo, and yours truly. Here we go. All right, we recorded this pod on Wednesday. So before we jump into the pod with Gehrig and David, where we talk about the NBA, we recorded it before the East playing game. So Miami won. No, Miami lost. Sorry. Miami lost in a close game to Philly. Joel Embiid looked okay. You can still, he's still not moving as good as he has been. Nicholas Batum was the big key for them in that matchup. And so they play now the Knicks in the first round. Miami goes back home, and they will host the Bulls, who ran the Hawks out of the building. And just a lot of questions that the Hawks are going to have to come up, answer. Is this the end of Trae Young in Atlanta? It certainly seems like it is. And so Friday, the playing games, Kings, Pelicans, Bulls, Heat. So that's what we have in store for Friday. Now, in the Champions League, we had Bayern beat Arsenal 1-0. Arsenal just anemic performance. They couldn't muster enough opportunities to put Bayern in danger at all throughout the game. And then for Real Madrid and City, Real Madrid gets the early goal with Rodrigo, and then they just hold. City eventually ties it, and Real Madrid just plays for the penalties. And in penalties, Lunin just two stops. Bernardo Silva, one of the worst penalty kicks he took. Just a little detail. Kepa is the backup for Lunin in Real Madrid. Kepa played with Chelsea. So Kepa knew the tendencies for this City team. So I think that definitely helped. Rudiger was spectacular. Carvajal was spectacular. And Federico Valverde was spectacular for Real Madrid as well. Haaland was nowhere to be found. He is morphing into Lewandowski in these big games where he goes missing, or it's kind of like Messi as well, where they just go missing in the biggest of games. So the semifinals are set. Real Madrid, Bayern, first leg in Bayern, and on the other side you get Bayern. No, not Bayern. You get Borussia Dortmund versus PSG. So really good matchups, and we might get Real Madrid PSG, which would be very interesting. Or an all German final, or PSG Bayern, the rematch of the 2020 Champions League, or Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. So Jude going against his former club, but that's where we're at. On this pod, I have Gehrig, I have David. We talk about the NBA, guys with the most pressure, teams with the most pressure, and then we get into the final thought and the rap stuff. We talk about Drake and just the rap battle, the diss, and all that, and then David goes off the rails and makes a ridiculous claim. So all of that on this pod. So here we go.
Brody.
Yo. Dang, took you a while to get on, huh? Yeah.
Who, me?
Well, because I saw you, but I figured you were having audio problems.
Oh, no. I was like, he's watching the game, so I was like...
I mean, I can multitask.
Yeah.
I watch with my eyes.
But I know, but you're like, you're focused. I can tell you're focused. Like, for a minute when I got on, I was like, why isn't he looking at the screen? I was like, what's... And then I was like, oh, he's probably still watching the game. So.
Yeah, I'll look over just to see if you guys are on.
Hey, is that guy's last name really Dooku, or like, how do you spell it?
Yeah, just how
you wrote.
Yeah,
that's a Star Wars character.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there's a guy named Count Dooku. He's like a villain.
Doku. Doku.
Oh, 1 O or 2 O's?
1. Yeah, it's
Doku. Oh, okay, never mind. Because Dooku in Star Wars is 2 O's, but still. That's why when Elijah sent it spelled like that, I was like, oh, I thought that was like a made up name in Star Wars, but that makes sense. That's 1 O.
Yeah.
All right, Gehrig's on. The little screen popped up.
Yeah.
What is up?
What's going on?
Like, I got some tea right here. Sipping.
Where are we starting today?
Wherever you want. Where do you want to start? You tell me.
All right. Well, I gotta get into work a little earlier than I thought, so I should probably be done by 3:15. So if we can just power hour it, if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, awesome. We should definitely do play-in games, and we should definitely do. I mean, we have to touch on the Drake diss, obviously now.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with playing games.
Okay,
and then we can go from there. And then we'll finish with the Drake.
Perfect.
What'd you think of the games yesterday? You want to start with the Warriors?
Yeah, let's start Warriors.
The death of the Warriors, the death of the dynasty.
I think it might be.
Klay Thompson going to China next year.
Wait, going where?
China. He was so bad yesterday. Yeah. It's almost sad because it's like he's awesome and he's obviously not going to be remembered for this, but in the moment, these are always like super tough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to watch. I like the video of him walking off the court yesterday where he just turns and like, dang, after going 0 for 10, might be your last game in with the franchise. It's just like,
yeah.
I mean, Kerr came out after the game and said like we need Clay back, but I don't know if that's just
Well, I mean, what is he supposed to say? You know, like, he's supposed to say like, "Nah, get this guy out of here." This is what 0 for 10 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3, 1 assist for rebounds. Steph Curry wasn't good either. Like he struggled, and the Kings did a good job against him. But Keegan Murray, it was a Keegan Murray show, and I was disappointed with Keegan Murray this year. Well, not with him, but his game, just because I felt like he had left just all the momentum he had made from last year. I just felt like he took a little dip, but it was good to see him just ball out yesterday and just over and over, just find solutions for the Kings when they needed them. Because he was awesome from the field. His shot was going in yesterday. And obviously De'Aaron Fox is always going to be a problem, but I almost feel like I have to eat my words because last time we talked, I said that they were the worst team in either conference to make the playoffs, and they just eliminated the Warriors. So, yeah. What did you see in that game that that stood out for you?
I mean, so I was at work for both the games. So we had the game playing, and I was watching them as much as I could during work. The Keegan Murray thing to me is what stands out the most because if he's even, I mean, you don't expect 30 points a night from him, obviously, but if he can get you even, if he's in that 20 range, I feel like, and then Fox is where he's going to be. Fox is good, man. He
is good.
He is very good. I'm excited to see if they beat the Pelicans,
right?
Him versus Shea would be a really fun.
Yeah, all of a sudden it becomes like one of the funnest matchups in round one.
Yeah,
just because of styles.
Yeah, I just think those two going at it. I think De'Aaron Fox would have a little chip on his shoulder to prove he's like a little underlooked and can play on that level with a guy like Shea.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'd be cool. I mean, Sabonis is just a walking, like almost triple double every game. 16, 12, 7. Just, walk of the, I mean, it's just every time I feel like with him. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you think they beat the Pelicans?
Well, Zion's not playing.
Okay, that got.
And so Zion was awesome versus the Lakers.
Oh my gosh.
I think they have a chance, especially because who's there to stop like Sabonis? I mean, I guess they can throw Valanciunas at him, but I feel like that matchup all of a sudden without Zion becomes super favorable for the Kings. Where I think if Zion plays, I would give the edge to the Pelicans just because they would be at home and Zion has just looked awesome. So it sucks that he's out. It sucks that he like got hurt. I do like the Kings in that matchup now, just because I think they have enough scoring. Neither team defends well.
Yeah,
but they both can score, and I trust the Kings to score more down the stretch.
Yeah, I would agree. Especially they didn't play Ingram at all in the fourth quarter, the Pelicans, right?
Yeah, super weird.
Yeah, I was kind of seeing that going on at work. They kept like showing him on the camera, and then when I got off and could check, it was like Ingram sat the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, so
Can't imagine
strange.
he's going into this. He's either going into this next game feeling super motivated and no Zion, and he's ready to just like be the guy, or he's going to
Yeah.
go and be all out of whack. Because
Yeah, exactly. He's probably gonna go F you guys and do like Kobe versus Phoenix where he just refused to shoot the ball.
yeah,
Um oh yeah, I'm motivated, but I don't, it's so weird. But from one end, I can see the rationale because it's one of those like, well, they made the run without him, and you kind of want to ride the hot hand, but it's like, I don't know. That's a pretty big piece to leave out down the stretch of a must-win game.
because they closed with who? They closed with McCollum, Herb Jones, Zion,
Mm-hmm.
and then who were the other two they were running out there with them for most of that fourth quarter?
Alvarado got a lot of burn.
Uh,
And Trey Murphy got a lot of burn.
oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Pelicans are deep, so it's like they are I mean, it's tough for Ingram because Ingram feels like he's on that next level where you're just the guy that you play fourth quarters no matter what lineups are rolling.
Right.
But at the same time, Pelicans have like a lot of good guys, and I can see, I guess, if you're rolling with them, and I don't know. And Zion just was cooking.
Oh my God, he was incredible.
40, 11, and 5 is wow.
Yeah. Against the front line of AD and LeBron, that's nothing. That is not nothing. So super impressive. I was thinking yesterday about just how dynasties end, and usually these things end ugly. Like it's rare when you get like a storybook ending. They'll, fall apart because it's just the way it goes. But as I looked at the Warriors, I'm like, man, I feel like this is on management for being too loyal to Draymond Green. Like, I feel like if you're constructing a team and your goal is to win as many championships as possible, and you already have Steph Curry and you have Clay and you're able to get Durant to sign with you, I feel like that should have been the only thing that mattered, keeping those three together.
Well, even just really Steph and KD at the
right.
If you would have just kept those two together the whole time, I think that probably ends up being maybe like the best duo of all time type conversation.
Right.
They probably both have a lot more rings. Probably a lot of these guys don't have rings now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird just how that loyalty to Draymond, in my opinion, ended up costing them the last few years. Because when I look at the Warriors, it's so interesting because they have, I think, the biggest like difference in how they finished the last few years. I don't know if I've ever seen it. So like I'll read you their from 2019 to this year to 2024. This were the last 6 years. They lost in the finals. They went 15-50.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 2 playing games after that. Then they won the finals.
Yep.
They lost in round 2, and then this time they lose in the playing game. Like that's such a like distance and like how consistent that is, that you kind of ruined the opportunity having Curry on your team to get more titles. And I feel like they kind of screwed him over. They kind of screwed
the back part of the career.
Yeah, I feel like they messed this up.
Maybe a touch. It's tough to say it because they still got one in 2022 after in 2019 it felt like that was probably the end of the run.
Yeah.
But there is the point of like they didn't draft super well. They had some high draft, like the Wiseman pick is one.
Right.
I mean, it's tough because they've spent the money. They're all you can't say they didn't like spend the money. It's just
no, of course, yeah.
They put the money in the right places. And obviously the Clay thing killed him. Clay was hurt for 2 years and then came back and wasn't the same Clay and was getting paid like Clay the whole time. And that just makes the whole situation tough.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see this offseason because Steph is still very good. So it's like could you on the fly this thing and move some stuff around and revamp it around Steph?
Yeah.
Maybe. But it does feel like this current iteration of the group is if they're staying together, then it's just like reunion tour vibes, and we're just like riding out to the end, and we're not going to be a contender, but it's cool. We're having a good time.
Yeah, and I think that's what it seems like realistic because Draymond just got paid. Is anybody really going to give them anything of significance for Draymond? Like.
Probably not because he's the most valuable in that system. Then, so he gets paid like for the Warriors. That money makes sense, but for anyone, does that money make that? I don't know if it makes as much sense.
Yeah, he's the most valuable, but he's also the biggest reason why they have come up short. Yeah, like he is by far, besides Steph, the most important guy, but he's also the biggest reason why they haven't done it. Like I used to love Draymond. I just feel like as he's gotten older, his selfish antics to me it's not somebody that I would want on my team just to build forward. Just because I feel it gets to a point where it's a team effort. And if you're going to, like, I know it's fun this year to crap on Jordan Poole. And I know like it was fun to like make fun of him. But Draymond Green, like legit, like derailed that guy's career. And every single time he gets on the mic, he takes a shot at Jordan Poole. And it's like, bro, like you punched him. Like, let it be, let it go. Like it is what it is. And I just think like if I'm Steph Curry, and Steph Curry obviously is, he's not like LeBron, who if Draymond Green was LeBron's teammate, he would have gotten traded he would have gotten traded after like he choked out Rudy Gobert because LeBron would have been like, I can't win a title with this guy anymore. And I just think as we revisit this in the offseason, it's going to be interesting to see how the Draymond conversation gets discussed, especially with Curry, because I think if Curry wants another title, I don't know if he can do it with Draymond.
Oh, I think in Steph's mind, that's how he has to do it. So I think they're together till the end for sure. I think Clay is the piece that'll be interesting because if Clay, the thing is, Clay might just sign a cheap deal and come off the bench for the Warriors and go, that's how my career's rolling out. And if that's the case, then that would be cool. It's just if Clay thinks he is deserving of some kind of big contract, the Warriors can't give that to him.
Right. Then he'll go to Orlando or something.
Yeah, you got right. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you feel? I don't know if you heard, but there was like some people saying that the Lakers should have lost to the Pelicans on purpose to avoid the Nuggets. And I'm like, what the hell is that? It's a 1-game elimination game. You mess around and do that, you might not even get in. I thought that was not only was it
playing with fire,
but it was like coward. Like who does that? Like you're afraid of the Nuggets. You're gonna have to play them anyway if you want to get to the finals. I'm excited for that one. Lakers Nuggets.
This is the best time for the Lakers to get the Nuggets.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been saying that for like a month. Yeah.
Yeah, the Lakers are kind of moving. They kind of got some good momentum rolling right now. Yeah. They're as healthy as they're going to be. And the first round series, you have the most rest in between games.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's huge. And that matters more to the Lakers than almost any other team. It's like you need LeBron to have more time in between games. The more time in between games, the better. And the thing is, like, the Lakers, I feel like if they can get past the Nuggets, they can get anyone else in the West, kind of.
Yes, yeah.
And especially if they beat the Nuggets, that means they're playing really well and they're hot coming off that series. So this, to me, is the right time. And what does it that you'd rather lose to them in the Western Conference Finals and then be beat up maybe and have an excuse. It's like, let's get
Yeah.
out while you're healthy. I mean, take your best shot at them. Like,
Right.
so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. We got the second set of playing games today. Heat, Sixers, Hawks, Bulls. We went over these last time we talked. So we'll kind of just have to wait and see who they play. What's your favorite matchup in the East?
For the whole playoffs?
Yeah, well, for round one.
Ooh. So, I mean, it's tough with 7-8, but
yeah, I guess if we assume Philly and Miami make it out,
yeah,
in either matchup 7 or 8.
Yep.
And then we'll assume the Kings.
I don't know that Boston will beat. I mean, if Boston had to play Philly, that would become interesting to me.
Yeah.
With Embiid, if Embiid's looking all right, then that would be fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, New York versus Miami or Philly is cool, but that's not to me the most exciting. Honestly, the one that I think will be that's like my sleeper, like fun series is Orlando Cleveland. That's like the weird, like under the radar. I think have this like Paolo suspicion of him making like a little 1 or 2 round run where he kind of elevates himself into a status where it's like, okay, Orlando's defense is really, really good. They've got a couple guys that can, really guard on the perimeter.
Yeah.
Super switchable, can guard bigs and wings and everything. And then Suggs is very good. So I think they could, and I feel like Cleveland's got some weird stink to them with the whole, like, is Mitchell staying, all of that stuff. And I don't know. I feel like Cleveland's the kind of team that gets bounced in the first round, and then they make a bunch of moves this offseason, or at least make a big trade. And that will kind of shift some stuff in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I think Orlando's like young and on the come up. They kind of give me like Thunder vibes a little bit. So I could kind of see that being the case.
Yeah.
Orlando maybe making a little run, getting frisky in the second round, getting bounced in the second round in like 6 or 7 games. And everyone's going into next year being like, if Orlando makes one more move, they're right there.
Yeah, because they don't have his shooting, but I agree. I do think they can get by Cleveland. I like the matchup. I like the Pacers and Bucks just because the Pacers
for sure. There's a little bit of spicy beef there.
Yeah, they didn't want to give the ball back to Giannis, and then they played him really well. And then Giannis isn't playing in this series. What was that?
They were 3-1 against him, right?
Yes, yeah. So I kind of like that one, especially if Giannis isn't playing. This is almost a disaster if Milwaukee doesn't win this.
Oh, well,
even without Giannis.
Play, you don't think they're winning, do you? I think Halliburton looks at Dame and goes, food. I think he looks at Dame like maybe not on the other end, but when Dame is guarding him, Halliburton is looking.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I'm going wherever I want to go right now.
But
he's been struggling a little bit the back half of the season, though. So, I don't know. Milwaukee still probably has an overall better team, I guess, right? You would have to still, even without Giannis.
Yeah, that's why I think they are the team. Well, no, I think the Celtics have the most pressure, but I think that this is gonna kind of bring up all sorts of stuff in the offseason, because if the Bucks lose to the Pacers, all these rumors of, will Giannis be traded? Will Dame be? Are they going to blow it up? The whole thing of Doc Rivers and his failures in the playoffs, all that comes right back up. So it does get very interesting as the as the series continues or starts, because I feel like the Bucks have to beat the Pacers even without Giannis, just to save like all the chaos that will ensue if they don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, part of this would be like, this is not why you got Dame, but like the
Yeah,
benefit of getting someone of Dame's stature is like, he should potentially be able to carry you through a first round. I'm not saying
right.
to the finals, but like, you should say if your team's good enough around him, you should be able to do it. But the Bucks have just been kind of messy all season, so it's just it's got a lot of potential to go not good.
Yeah, there is that component of this is a lot like the Blazers teams that they swim for. So that's why I think they should still win this even without Giannis. In the West, I like the Suns Timberwolves just because I feel like this is the worst possible matchup for the T-Wolves.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I think this is the team that can expose their defense because Minnesota loves to play. They have good paint defense and they have good 3-point defense, but Phoenix operates in the middle. And you're dealing with Booker and Durant, who are probably two of the best mid-range shooters in all of basketball. And if you run them off the three, they have no problem taking a bunch of twos.
And not even run them off the three, but Gobert plays that drop coverage a lot.
Yes.
In pick and roll. And it's like you're just going to have whoever he's guarding come up, set a pick. He's dropping because that's always what he does. And those two are just going to live off 15-footers for the entirety of a series, I would think. The interesting thing will be to see Jaden McDaniels and Ant. And they'll guard KD and Booker and how well they do on them. And those dudes are hungry on defense. So I think they'll do an okay job on them. But I think just like schematically, the fact that Gobert drops every time and these two are so good in that in-between zone is just probably going to be tough. That being said, Phoenix has been up and down all year and not super consistent. But it does feel like now it's the playoffs and all three of their guys are going in healthy, right? I mean, they've got all three of them, so it's like
and they're ending the year
they end the season hot.
Well, and if they're getting this Brad Beal, then they can make a little run.
Yeah, they ended the season 7-3. You know, it's like they're probably feeling pretty good going in. And for a season that was like looked at as not good the whole time, they won 49 games, so they were almost still a 50.
Yeah, I think the expectation is what made it seem like it was not as good as they were. But when you go all in and you get this type of team, I think the big win for them is avoiding the play-in. And you kind of just had all this time to rest.
Yeah, they needed to not be in the play-in for sure.
Yeah. I think the team with the most pressure in the East is the Celtics.
Yeah, no.
Just because if they don't make the finals, I feel like this is a disaster.
Something went really wrong.
Yeah.
When the East should really beat them, you know, like
right. Yeah, and I think
will. I think someone will.
You think someone will in the East?
Kinda. A little bit. Yeah. Ooh. And I'm really open to being wrong. I feel like I will probably be wrong, but that's just like what my gut feeling is. Cowboys give me a little bit, or see, there you go. Celtics give me a little bit of the Cowboys vibe of just like, I don't know, maybe Drew and them make it different. Their defense is so good, all of that. But I don't know. I just could see like a monster Embiid series somewhere, like Giannis gets healthy and you get a monster Giannis series or something. I don't know. I just I feel like they haven't had to play any games that mattered for the last month because they've been so ahead. And they've still been everyone, don't get me wrong, but like now you got to lock into this playoff mode where a lot of these teams have been playing like meaningful games to get their seeding and where they want. So
yeah.
I don't know. As I'm saying it, I'm very open to just them running through the East because they are the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They are for sure. But I don't know if somebody got in like a gritty, like the Knicks just got in a gritty beat 'em up series, and then they're worn down, and then the next series they had to play,
Yeah.
whoever, and Embiid's on a hot run, and the Sixers are good. The Sixers are the team that could, I think, strike some fear because it's like when Embiid was healthy at the beginning of the season, they were dominant,
Yeah.
but you run into the thing of Embiid in the playoffs, and I don't know if we're gonna see again. And now it's tough because he's kind of going in banged up. So I don't know if we can fully judge it on that. Because part of me is like almost thinking the whole year, like it's gonna be good for him that he missed like a chunk of the season because now he's gonna be like rested and he'll like ramp it up going into the playoffs, and then he'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe that'd be good because I thought maybe some of the playoff struggles had just been him wearing down over the course of a long season. But now I don't know. We'll see. Boston could get out of the East, and that's why they for sure have the most pressure. They no doubt nobody that should beat them. Milwaukee's had a bad season by their standards. The Knicks should not get you no matter how good of a season they've had. Magic shouldn't. Cavs shouldn't. Pacers shouldn't. I mean, if you face the Heat in the first round, I'm sure every Boston fan is clutching their purse. You know what I mean? I'm sure we're scared, but you shouldn't lose to the Heat. Oh my God, that would be the ultimate. Then you would almost have to break up the Tatum Brown thing and just be like, all right, I don't know, this isn't it. Like I know we're good this year, but there's just something missing from what our core DNA is, or something here.
Yeah, I think the only team that can pose a real threat would be the Bucks with Giannis.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. That would be the main one.
Because I think with Embiid, at least for me, I'm in the I'll wait and see.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let me see it first before I
pick it.
Yeah, and I think for the Celtics, I think there's no reason why they shouldn't get to the finals, which is obviously a recipe to not make the finals. But in the West, I think the team with the most pressure is the Clippers. Just because I think like this could be the end. Paul George is a free agent. He didn't get an extension. You got the James Harden extension possibly coming in the offseason. Everything they gave up to make this team, and if you can't get one ring, I feel like it's going to be disastrous. So I think they are the team with the most pressure is heading into the West playoffs. Because everybody else, I feel like Phoenix has a year. I think next year is a pressure year for Phoenix with that roster. Denver won their title. I think the Lakers have just whatever pressure for LeBron, but I don't know if anybody's actually realistically being like, I think this team's going to win the title.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the Timberwolves and the Thunder. They're young and
they got a year. They got maybe 2-3 years before anyone's feeling like any sort of way about them not done.
And the Mavericks,
they're good. They could, it's tough to repeat. Whatever. The pressure on them is like you then become like a mini dynasty if you win it this year. You become the Pistons at the very worst. You won back to back.
Yeah.
But I also think there's a little bit of pressure on not just the not the Mavericks team in whole, but the Luka, I think, faces a little pressure because it's like he's played the Clippers really well in the playoffs every time. Yeah. They haven't been able to get over the hump. It feels like this year he finally has like a true Robin with him where it's like, all right, star power wise, we almost match up.
Yeah.
These guys. Not quite. I mean, the Clippers still have way more star power. Like Clippers should win the series. But it's also kind of one of those series where it's like if Luka is I don't think it's like if he doesn't win it, he's not a top 3 guy in the league. But it just feels like one of those series where it's like if you're one of those top 3 guys with that much pull and a bit like power, you could kind of he could will this team to win this series, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think he has the most pressure in this series just because they have to beat them. But I think overall,
Clippers have the most pressure.
yeah,
A
overall.
lot's going to change if they don't win, and especially if they lose first round.
Yeah, especially if you get like the weird Kawhi where it's like, oh, I guess he's not playing. He hurt his knee sometime, but we didn't tell anybody again. And you get into that, and all of a sudden you get just like, oh man, like, is this team ever going to be serious? Like, what is going on? So
Yeah, well, if something like that happens, it'll for sure just be they'll have to blow it up.
yeah. Um, who do you think has the most to prove? What individual player do you think has the most to prove?
I'm looking at the standings going team by team right now to kind of think. Oh man, that's a great question. Tatum probably.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, probably Tatum. He's been so close so many times. And
Yeah.
he's now clearly in his prime. He's on the number one seed. They're the favorite. The Nuggets are great, but it feels like they didn't go into the playoffs quite as like hot as they. I mean, 6-4 still fine last 10 games, but like
Yeah.
it just didn't feel quite as like Nuggets dominance. I mean, the Spurs
Right.
at the end of the season was kind of weird stuff. Like not that you want to put too much into one game right at the end of the
Of
year.
course not. No.
But with the one seed on the line, there's something to it. And yeah, I think it's Tatum, man. Because it's like I'm going like I mean just go by team because you're basically if you're saying what player has the most pressure, it's the number one guy on each team.
Yeah.
So go down the line. Thunder, Shea, no, not yet. Nuggets, Jokic, nope, proven. Timberwolves, nope, doesn't have to get there yet. Clippers, Kawhi, I mean, if you wanted to say Harden and Paul George collab like together pressure, because Kawhi's already solidified, so it's not like there's a ton on him. I mean, there is because he's the best guy, and
Yeah.
they got to do something or else it's probably over. But
Right.
there's pressure on him of like, dude, if you don't win one, what like? Because the thing with Tatum is, it's like if you don't win one, there's now it starts to become like, oh, he may just never get there. Like he may not.
He might not be good enough to be the best player. He could be.
Yeah.
It'd be like the Celtics have two number twos. They're missing a number one. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like what the conversation would start becoming if Tatum doesn't get it this year, I feel like. And then it's like Mavericks. Luka, I would say, has a decent amount of pressure to make a run, but I would say the Mavericks, no one's thinking they're the favorite going in.
No.
Like, you just can't. It's not really on them yet. The team's not well built enough quite yet. Suns, I mean, I guess if you want to say Booker, there's a decent amount of pressure to at least make like a pretty deep run. I feel like the pressure's more on Booker than KD almost.
Yeah.
Because he's now in his prime. Like KD's older and is proven and has his rings and has done his thing. And Booker, it's like he's got to get one. Lakers, it's interesting because there's always the most pressure on LeBron because he's Michael Jordan. So it's a whole different type of thing because any playoffs he doesn't win a ring is another playoffs Jordan people can use against him. / any playoff he gets a ring would be especially this late in the career, would just be a huge thing on the Jordan debate, I think,
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And then Pelicans, Kings, I mean, no one's there. You're thinking anything about them. Knicks, Brunson, no. I mean, great, but you're not expecting Brunson to lead you to a championship necessarily. If he does it, that'd be great. You'd be stoked. But it's more like, I think Knicks is like, can you get one more guy to come play with this awesome team?
Yeah.
Can they make a run to prove to some free agent that you want to come here and play with them?
Right. Yeah, Jalen Brunson is, he can be your Robin.
Yeah. And he might maybe be the best Robin in the you know what I mean? He's going to get some top 5 MVP votes and some first team All NBA consideration. It's crazy. He had a great year. Cavs, no one. Magic, no. Like I said, I think for them, it's like I think guys like Paolo, Halliburton, Brunson, Ant, and Shea. I think it's just like which one of you is going to make that. The pressure on them is like which one of you is going to make that run and kind of take that leap into the next tier. I feel like
Yeah.
Because the playoffs are where we kind of solidify that next tier, and they're all kind of bouncing around. Ant is obviously like the top of that young class of guys that you feel like is going to take that next leap. But what if Ant gets bounced in the first round and the Magic end up in the Eastern Conference Finals and beat a couple teams, and Paolo's averaging 28, 8, and 6 for the playoffs, and you're going, dang, is he better than Ant? Have we kind of been sleeping? The Magic have had one nationally televised game all year. Like there might be some of that going on. But yeah, if Embiid is healthy and the Sixers are like good and it looks fine, I think he's got a ton of pressure on him. But I think he's got the built-in excuse of the injury leading into the playoffs and stuff. So I think there'll kind of be that.
Yeah. And then I think Dame is in that group too.
Dame is a great call.
Dame is.
So he, of all the number twos, for sure, is the only one you would really like. And I guess maybe Jaylen Brown too, are like the two like Robins, where you're like, bro, you gotta do something this playoffs, like really go.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting when we look at it that way from that standpoint of who has the most pressure, because then you begin to almost see that on every team, and you begin to see how that's going to play into how these guys play, how they attack one another. Because I don't know if, like, I think the Celtics can do a lot, and I think the Sixers can, if Embiid is healthy, can do a lot. But the problem is, how are they going to handle the pressure? Like, I know Jokic can handle it. I know Giannis can handle it. And it's just these guys who have never been under this much pressure, under this microscope. How are they going to do it? And that's going to be...
Somebody always does. That's the thing.
Yeah.
One of those young guys always is built for it, and you see it. Ant, to me, is the one that has shown the signs of being like, oh, he might just have enough dog in him where he just starts rolling in the playoff series.
Yeah.
Has a couple 40-point games, has a game where he just locks somebody up, makes KD have a terrible game. Like things like that, I think would be, he's got the potential. I think Ant and Paolo would be my two picks of the young guys to like make some noise this playoffs and kind of Ant already has all the buzz, but really get some just even more buzz going. I think if Ant got to like the Western Conference Finals, he starts being talked about as like a top 5, maybe.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I think that's where we would be headed going into next season.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm excited to watch all of these games come Saturday and just kind of get into just how all these matchups are going to break down. Obviously, we got the East playing games before that. So hopefully, I'm hoping the Kings move on, and I'm hoping the Pelicans, if Zion is healthy, move on, because I think seeing him would be very impressive, and to see him ball out in the playoffs.
Healthy, he would be, if he's healthy in there, he would be another like up and coming guy that could make a run in the playoffs. Yeah. They could bounce the Thunder in the first round, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this might be the Zion we all thought we were getting finally.
Yeah. So that's the NBA. That's where we're at with that. We'll check in next week to see just, where we're at with all our picks and everything. But over the weekend, we had the king of pettiness himself kind of rise. He got up. So Drake has just kind of gone insane. Well, not insane, but he's taking the pettiness to a whole nother level. I've been sending you just like some of his Instagram stories that just crack me up. So first there was the rumblings of Drake dropped the diss track, and it was like, wait, is it AI? Which sucks. I think that right now in the where we're at, where it's like, we got to confirm if it's real or not. What did you think of Drake's diss?
It's a good diss song. It's a good diss song. And for someone who keeps getting called a pop star, he sure doesn't really seem to run away from too many altercations. For good, bad, or worse, like, he's ready to go. Even Pusha got him, but it's like he didn't run away from Pusha. He went at it with Pusha. If dudes really attack him, he's ready to go. And the whole perspective of like the 20v1 and just like going at everyone in it and shooting at Future and Weeknd and Rick Ross in the midst of all the Kendrick shots.
Yeah.
Was just awesome. It's just great for rap. I'm happy he won't apologize. I know he won't. And I think it's probably, Kendrick's got to respond now. It was too good of a diss to not respond.
Yeah.
And Kendrick now has to go crazy. Like, Kendrick has to level it up, and then we'll see if Drake wants to go back at it. But Kendrick's for sure got to, like, go harder than Drake did, because Drake took it to the next level. The same way the Cole verse did, but to even more. Like,
yeah.
More disrespectful for sure.
What was your favorite line?
Man, I'm pulling up the lyrics right now because I know I'm gonna miss them.
The Big Stepper one was pretty cool with the shoe size.
Oh, hey,
what's up?
So nice of you to join us.
I'm like Kendrick. I pop up just out of nowhere. Just
right. Just take some time.
Yeah.
Yes, Big Stepper with a size 7 men's on. The whole scheme where he goes in. Because Top told you drop and give me 50 like some push-ups.
Oh my God, that one was so good.
Your last one, Brick. You really not on. They make excuses for you.
Yeah.
Hate to see me lit. Pull your contract because we got to see the split. The way you doing split, your pants might rip.
Yeah.
You got to do that show inside the biddy. Maroon 5 need a verse. You better make it witty. Then we need a verse for the Swifties. Top say drop. You better drop and give him 50. And then that leads into the pipsqueak pipe down. You ain't in no big 3. SZA got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Savage got you wiped down like your label boy. You in a scope right now. And you going to feel the aftermath of what I write down. I'm at the top of the mountain, so you tight now. Just to have this talk with your ass, I had to hike down. Big difference between Mike then and Mike now. And then that's what's a prince to a king? He a son. That is so.
Yeah.
Like, give it up. Like, I know people don't like Drake and want to be like, Drake's got ghostwriters.
David.
You want to.
I stand on it.
I get it. But give it up, man. This is very hip hop. This is very this is what we would all want our forefathers of rap to do. This is what we think. This is how we would think they would respond. You want to say whatever? Cole's thing was cool because he came from that like respectful angle on a certain level of like, bro, I like. And Drake's coming from like the true hip hop angle of like, nah, you're ass now. To me, you're bad. Like, I think you're a bad rapper now.
Yeah.
We're beefing. I don't like you, and I don't like people associated with you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to diminish what you got going. And it's awesome because now I think Kendrick's going to go back, and I think we're gonna go at it.
I think Kendrick's going to respond.
Does Kendrick respond in less than 3 years?
See, and that's the thing.
Okay, no, hold up. Because
you better say something quick. If
no.
Hip hop.
Because DJ Academics be out here like counting down the days for Kendrick to respond, and it's like, when did like that drop? How long did it take Drake to respond? So like, you can't even pull that angle if you're going to be saying, oh, when's he going to respond? It doesn't matter.
No,
and what I was saying,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about it.
It does matter.
A month and a half. When did like that drop?
March 22nd, I believe.
All right, my point is like
That's what I'm saying.
Kendrick.
Because people are counting down days. Like even Drake was like,
Oh yeah, no, he's got
through the
time.
day. And it's like, hey, like Kendrick is
Got a
not
month.
like, yeah, just, like he gonna get to it when he's gonna get to it, and that's it.
I think the criticism is fair just for a guy who has large gaps of inactivity.
Yep.
So I think the joke, it always cracks me up because like when Kendrick responds in 3 years, it's going to be fire, and I just laugh because there's a lot of truth to that. And whether you want to get upset as a Kendrick guy, it is what it is. And so,
if it is what it is, then we gotta take the ghostwriting thing to be it is what it is as well. And in the context of a beef, like rap battling, the ghostwriting thing will be a stain on Drake forever.
for who?
Against him.
Yeah, but by who? Who's going to hold it against? I don't understand. Who's?
Yeah, because like I'm not like I'm listening to these songs and like I'm not really as a fan of rap as someone who thinks like having ghostwriters is whack. Like I'm not listening to these songs thinking, "Damn, Drake had ghosts." It's like to me, it's like watching LeBron in 2016 and being like, "He's just not that good." In 2011, he choked in the fourth quarter with the Mavericks. I'm like, "Are you watching him right now? He's kind of spazzing." Like that's how I feel about watching Drake right now, where it's like that ghostwriting stuff sucks, but like I also don't think like I don't think someone ghost wrote this. You know what I mean? Like I don't really think. Like,
I don't know. That's the thing.
Well, Kendrick can say that, but you better say it then. Like you can't.
That's what I'm saying. It's always going to be like just like people are always going to bring up like Pusha T or like having beef with Drake. It's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but then whether I like it or not, as a Drake fan, people are always going to bring up Spygate, Deflate. I just got to deal with it.
But it doesn't take away.
And Brady's still the GOAT. Then
it doesn't take away from this track. It doesn't take away from everything Drake has said.
The thing that it doesn't take away from is Drake being like a good artist. For sure, 100%. I agree. And what we were talking about in the chat was like, yeah, of course. Like he could do him. He could do him. Yeah, bro. I love Drake's music, of course.
I just need you to have that asterisk for Jay-Z too. Then,
like I said, gladly, we'll have that conversation. I'm down with that.
I just feel like it's singular. I just feel like.
No. Drake happened to be the guy that you brought up, and because I could talk about Lauryn Hill stealing music and not giving people credits, and there's some validity in the industry with people that say, yeah, the one album that she put out, she didn't write a lot of the music, and she didn't credit the writers that did it. You know, like that.
So is Beyonce not that good of an artist because she doesn't write a lot of her music?
You have to take that into account when you're talking about the entire body of work. And that goes for all artists. That's why bands, since bands write most of their music, and I'm talking like big bands, like the Beatles, like that's huge. That's innovative. You know what I mean? You have to give them their credit. Same thing with the Prince line. Prince was like the truest form of an artist because he did most of it himself, not all of it. You know what I mean? So, and let me put it this way, with Drake, and this is for me, this would be a test of like who would be like cool in this environment live. If you were to have like a rap battle in person, I don't know if I would trust Drake to be able to hold his own in that kind of scenario. Someone like Kendrick, Cole, I'd be like, oh, they're going to be fine. Like they're cut from a different cloth. So when you're talking about like a rap beef and the context of like having to wait for songs to come out, yeah, I'm gonna put an asterisk on Drake, and I think that's fine,
Yeah, but there's also some truth to the fact that like Kendrick and Cole will go to a battle against a battle rapper, and a battle rapper would wash them. So it's like there is like just certain like
for sure,
skill set lanes and stuff that it's like I think it's like you said, the whole body of it matters.
Yeah.
I think, Germ, to your point, I think people care way less with any other type of music about the writing thing. Rap is very like big.
Rap is different because you brought up cover bands. You gotta
write your own stuff. Like there's a big component of that I feel like exists within the judgment and the pressure that exists.
Yeah, but I think it's very nobody's disparaging Eazy-E for.
I would. That's the thing, though. I would
for performing stuff that he didn't write. And I think that's
but also if Eazy-E gets in a beef, you're gonna be able to go at the fact that it's like, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like the rap, it plays into it because you brought up cover bands. Cover bands, when they identify themselves as a cover band, like they stand on it. Like that's why you have like it's called like a tribute band these days.
I know, but
so because you brought up that example, so I know,
but are you? Oranges. I know, but are you less talented because you can't write your own stuff that you have to perform somebody else's?
To a degree, yeah. Creativity is, of course, yeah. You're acting like I'm not gonna like stand on that. Of course, yeah, that matters.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why because even Adrian brought up producers and like, oh, the sample, like, yeah, that's like that stuff matters, bro. Down to the T of like who's, because if you look up like a rap song that someone sampled, if you go to the writers, it'll have the writers of the original song. You know what I mean? So like that all comes down to like who helped out with like a single line, a chorus, like that. You know, so. And with rap, it is different because if it's a singer-songwriter like Michael Jackson, for example, I love MJ's music, right? I know he's not writing most of it. And even like the music itself, which is it's like beautiful, like parts of it are even complex because they have good writers. I totally understand that, you know? Same thing with like someone like Bruno Mars. Bruno like has a producer hat, has a performer hat, choreography. So that there's elements to it. There's different aspects. And with rap, like you said, it's a different field. It is slightly different. So that has to matter a little more. With Eazy-E, I'm just like, and that's like a thing. It's like, oh yeah, like Ice Cube was like the mastermind, the pen behind the NWA. And when he left, it wasn't the same. He was able to call out Dre. He's like, yo, Dre, stick to producing. And that's the thing that they brought up in that video with Hobson. They're like, oh, would you give Dre the same amount of crap? It's like, Dre is not known as like a super like lyrical like.
But he's got him behind the mic.
Oh, for sure, and that's a hat he can wear. Like, again, I'm not taking a shot at Dr. Dre, but
no. But what I'm saying, again, you should take a shot at Dr. Dre. If you're going to take a shot at Drake, you should take a shot at Dr. Dre.
No, I am. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
because Eminem wrote The Watcher.
Yeah, it's again, like you're not saying things that I disagree with. Yeah.
I just think nobody's listening to The Watcher, listening to it and being like, oh, I can't listen to it. Eminem wrote this. This is stupid. Everyone enjoys the song.
And acknowledge, like Dre's got a nice delivery for sure. Someone else wrote it. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to acknowledge it. And so with Dre,
if it was in a beef, you would be like, "Damn, someone wrote your lines for you." But that's the thing. I don't think that's what's happening with Drake.
I agree.
Kendrick fans and Kendrick are allowed to say, because that's awesome. It's like being A-list on for and saying the LeBron thing every time that somebody has something to say about LeBron.
Right.
The 11, he missed free throws in the fourth quarter.
JJ Barea stopped him.
Yeah, exactly. Like I get it. I was there. I hear you. I remember Meek Mill. I remember the Meek Mill tweet exposing it. Like I lived through it. I gotcha. Yeah. But it's like, he had hits before he was big enough to have anyone really writing for him, and I mean, so there's all of that too. I think I just operate under the context that like he's writing these disses and I'm listening to the lines and I react as such, If something leaked where it was like he didn't write the Kendrick diss, maybe I would feel different about it. But for now, like I'm not operating under the context that every song he has was written for him,
If it did come out though, I'd be like, oh, let's see that. Like I wouldn't be surprised. I can't even say I'd be like disappointed. I'd be like, oh, Germ, and I'm surprised you're taking the stance because like you mentioned like the preaching thing, like oh, dude, I write my sermons. If a guy that you really liked and you find out it's like, oh, damn, he like had someone, you'd be disappointed, right? You kind of look at him a little differently moving forward.
Yeah, but I think that the difference here is if I found out a guy I like one time or a few times took somebody else's sermon, they'd be like, oh, that sucks. But I wouldn't assume that every single sermon was like somebody else's.
But in the back of your mind, you might think, man, this is great. You're like...
No, because I've met dudes that I respect and I found out like, oh, they're not using the same sermon. Now, that makes me immediately think, oh, I'm way better than that guy. But I don't.
And other rappers are going to feel that about Drake. They're going to be like, dang, okay,
But that doesn't mean that every single sermon I've heard them teach is a sermon that I say, well, I'm not going to listen to this because it's not even his stuff.
I'm not even saying you would listen to it, but I'm saying in one part of your mind, you might be like, you might enjoy most of it for sure, and be like, maybe.
Yeah, it's fair, and I think that's true, and I think you might always have that little but if it's so good, that little feeling of like, maybe, I think starts to really diminish and feel less. I think that's
what's happened to me. Yeah, that's what's happened.
I think that's what's happening with the Drake thing right now, where it's like it felt like a big deal for a while, and it's just slowly diminishing. The more people he just calls out in bodies and rap songs, it's like, and doesn't run away from anyone. I'm kind of like, all right, he's starting to gain my respect for him, or the way he handles all of these situations, honestly.
Yeah.
All right.
J. Cole can't get back into this, right?
Can't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came on that album with Metro, and I was like, oh, okay.
And he removed 7-minute drill from streaming platforms, so I think
he did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like on my album, it's like I can still see the title on the Apple Music, but it's like blanked out. Like,
right, yeah.
So, he's taken his hat out of the ring for sure.
That's so disappointing.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Do you guys have a final thought?
Final thought. Not a thought, but just a question for you two, because you guys talk basketball, but like the Zion thing, right? I remember when Zion was in college, got drafted, he was like, if I'm not mistaken, heralded to be like a great player, right? You know? And then like the weight thing became an issue, or was an issue, but is that purely what it was? Like, was it just a matter of him like just getting into that disciplined pro mindset and be like, yo, dude, you got to like lose a few pounds and really live up to your potential? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I would say that was probably a lot of it. I think some of it also just like sometimes listening to his interviews, and obviously this is, not knowing him on any sort of a personal level.
Right.
It's like, it seems like maybe there was like a little bit of like a lack of maturity on some stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like, I mean, the whole baby mama drama that got dropped this past off season with him, all that crazy stuff. Like, this seems like got super famous at 16 and had to learn how to go from not famous at all to being like uber viral,
under the microscope,
famous, expected to be the next LeBron James. Because he's younger than me, I think. He's like 20, he's 20, what, 5? Like, he's probably not, he's probably just starting to figure out how to even be an adult type thing, I feel like is what he's sort of going through right now.
Yeah. Because two guys come to mind with like a kind of similar thing, but like one of them in the NFL was like Eddie Lacy, the running back, if you guys remember him.
Oh, yeah.
And he had like a weight thing, and it was like, at one point, it's like you'd be watching him during games or even just like in pictures, and you're like, dude, you're enormous, and I get you're a running back, but it's like, what's going on? And then another guy is like, when Charles Barkley first came to the league, he talks about like in a Grant Bensinger interview where he was like, I was a big guy, didn't really understand, and Moses Malone kind of helped me figure out. He's like, you're just fat and lazy, so drop some weight. Let's see where you're optimal at. Put in the work, and then. Yeah. So I'm looking at Zion, and I'm just like, is that what it is? It's like just got to like maturity.
Yeah.
See what you want to do, and then just actually,
Yeah, because the athleticism and the talent and the strength and the feel for the all there. All that stuff is there. So it's just about like putting it together, staying healthy, and being able to do it.
Be like, yo, you like basketball, right? Well, then show us. Let's see you be like.
That's why it's a bummer that he got hurt versus the Lakers.
Yeah, especially with just like a minute to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me as far as the final thought or question. So,
you got anything for us, Gehrig?
Final thought is my gut, and I don't trust my gut with making sports picks because it's usually wrong. But my gut says the Mavericks are going to end up in the finals.
Oh,
ooh.
I don't know if I don't really, again, like I said about my Boston pick.
Yeah.
I don't really think I'll be right, but that's just sort of like the vibe I'm getting. I just feel like they've been super hot the back half of the season. I feel like Kyrie and Luka love playing together. I feel like you can see it on the court. Like it seems like they genuinely like each other, which I think does matter on a certain level. From especially with your two star players. Like I think when the Lakers won in the bubble, I felt like the AD LeBron vibes were sensational. Like I felt like they were homies and they got each other on the court. And I feel like that's the Luka Kyrie dynamic right now. That and their defense has been awesome right now.
Yeah.
And so if you're telling me you're gonna have a good defense and then Luka and Kyrie, that's got some juice to it. And like we've talked about now almost every time, it's like Luka's the guy I feel like that could go toe to toe with Jokic in a series. So if it goes that way, I don't know. I just that's what my gut is telling me. I don't know if they win the finals. Like I could see them losing in the finals, but I think they get to the finals.
Yeah, love it.
Real quick with the Wemby thing, because I saw a post about DeMarcus Cousins talking about.
DeMarcus Cousins is a clown, and nobody should ask about. But I
heard you guys mentioned some of the things that he said. Who's the other guy? Is it
Rudy Gobert?
Rudy? Yeah, about him like not being like a consistent like finisher as far as like defensively.
Yeah, but he's talking about the playoffs. Defensive player of the year is for the regular season. I think that's the thing that always frustrates me. People are like, this guy's your like, MVP or your award. It's like, bro, that's a regular season award. Like, yeah, Rudy Gobert was really good in the regular season. Yeah, but DeMarcus Cousins he's.
Is it plausible that Wemby wins it? Like, if you could give it a percentage, like what would like?
Oh, it's very yeah. I think he.
It's a 2-man race.
Yeah, it's between him and Rudy. I think what we talked about last time was I gave it to Rudy because of the totality, and he was on the better defensive team. Gehrig gave it to Wemby because his numbers, and he actually swayed me because I was like, yeah, he was the better guy. I just don't feel 100% right giving it to a guy who plays on a team whose defense sucks.
Yeah, I hear that.
And that's like
that I saw though that was really interesting. It was like a point differential thing, like with and without him off the court, and it compared it to like
so ridiculous.
And it compared him to like it was just about like the defensive side of the ball. And
yeah,
Rudy and AD, and it was like Rudy's was like 0.7, and AD's was like 0.3. And Wemby's was like 6.1 or something like that. Like it was so insane how much like they go to being like a top 10 defense with him on the floor and with him off the floor. They're just terrible. And then they didn't play him big minutes, so there's big gaps of the game where he's not out there and they just can get absolutely torched.
Yeah. So that's why I was swayed last week to give my pick to Wemby, but
I think Rudy will probably get it this year because their defense is so good and he's the anchor and all that. But gosh, I don't know if I want Rudy Gobert to have 4 Defensive Player of the Years. If he gets on him
I think that's what DeMarcus Cousins was talking about. Like, how's this guy going to have 4?
A little bit there with Rudy. I'm like, if he wins the Defensive Player of the Year this year, and then Phoenix beats them in the first round because he plays drop coverage and he scores 40 a night, hitting 15-footers. I'm gonna scream into the sky. I won't. I really frustrated.
Is Rudy's defense still a top? Like, do they still perform in the regular season even if Rudy isn't there?
Who?
Rudy's defense. Like, do they still look good without him?
Oh, does like the Timberwolves?
Oh, does the team?
Yeah, the team. Or at least like
they still have a pretty good defense. They've got they've got like some good perimeter defenders, and I mean, they're pretty solid. He makes it for sure what it is, but they're not. It's not like San Antonio where it's like one just generational defensive player and then a bunch of guys that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Mm-hmm. I see the case for Wemby. It's like if the guy elevates the defense,
for sure. Wemby has.
Shout out to Eliza. Let's let the Wemby. I'm team Wemby.
Yeah. He has way more. He has like a legitimate argument to win it. It's just if it's a regular season award and you're counting from day 1 to day 82, Rudy was the best guy.
Yeah.
If you're counting who had the highest highs, it's Wemby. So I don't know if there's a bad choice between those two.
Right.
No, I'm okay with either of them, other than the fact that the Rudy getting 4 kind of just doesn't sit right with me. It'll be Dikembe Mutombo, Ben Wallace, and Rudy Gobert. All right.
Yeah.
I guess.
My final thought is football is awesome, and the soccer. I should soccer's awesome. Real Madrid advances. I am proud of myself for not like completely derailing this podcast as I was watching the penalties. But it all worked out. They advance, and I
saw your head keep looking over away. I was like, he's got to be watching. I was about to say, is Gehrig about to be like disrespected? Like, bro, I'm talking to you. Like, it's
but it was all good. But this was fun. We will talk next week with
Sure.
as the NBA playoffs get going, and just final predictions. When does Kendrick respond? Just like a legitimate, like I'm not trying to be funny. Like a month?
Yeah.
How long does he respond? And does
I'll
he
give him
respond
2 months even. I'll give him 2.
2 months.
I'll operate under the Kendrick timeline and say he gets a little extra. I'll give him 2.
Does he respond by himself, or is it
a
collaborative?
No, he better respond by himself. I mean, you can collab with some producer that's big and have their name tag thrown on it, but like, I don't think he needs to go have the Weeknd sing the chorus on the diss song or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
David?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he responds. I'm going to go ahead and say like at all. I don't know. Like okay, because
he doesn't respond at all?
Hold on. When Control happened and a lot of guys responded, did he respond to any one particular guy after they like responded with disses? I can't think of one.
No.
It might even be like
this is different though.
This is way different. Yeah,
it's like that is not
project. Like he might do like a J. Cole thing where like he drops like a small project, maybe, I don't know, and then like there's like the track.
That's lame. So Drake is winning. Drake is going to win this one. Drake and his
at the end of this, Kendrick is winning because he's got dudes like
Kendrick is winning.
Rick Ross, J Rock's even like come that like
what?
This will be talked about as Kendrick's thing. It's Kendrick's thing. It's already.
No, you are so wrong.
I can't believe you saved that for the end.
What are you? What?
Crazy. Yeah. Hey, no. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is, fam. It is what it is.
It's not though. That's crazy.
It is what it is. Y'all can call me a Kendrick stan all you want, but
new rule for the Arrows Up podcast. We have a few rules on this podcast. We're all about cashing checks. So anybody cashes checks, we're all in it for it. I don't allow Harry. I don't allow Harry. Hold on.
Like little shot.
I don't allow Harry. Harry's the guy I do baseball with. I don't allow him to talk boxing because his boxing takes are wild. David, you're not allowed to talk rap. That is
that's
insane.
Ridiculous because Harry doesn't even really watch boxing, so you know he's just talking out of his ass.
Well, I mean, you just talked out of yours right now, bro. Like, what was that?
No. Hey.
Anyway, we'll pick this up.
And Drake's little shot.
I'm
just like
deep dive into that.
I mean, he does produce, so how is that a shot? I don't know.
Okay. We'll pick this up next week. We'll pick this up next week.
How is it funny? I was like, how is this? That's like me telling you to go preach. It's like you're like, no, I do that though. So that's like, why? Okay, cool. Like,
oh, you're totally like wearing that Kendrick stance stuff. Okay,
he's got the Kendrick cape on heavy. It's all good.
Hey,
all right. I'll talk to you guys later, David. Oh my God. I just all right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Later.
That's the pod. We are brought to you by, as always, Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self-leveling underlays. They service California, and they speak Spanish. You can follow them. Triumph_coatings on Instagram. And you get a 10% off if you use the promo code ArrowsUp. You can also reach them on Gmail, triumphprotectivecoatings@gmail.com. That's the pod. Thank you to David. Thank you to Gehrig. Thank you to Angel. Thank you to Triumph. Fun pod. Back-to-back weeks where Final Thought just kind of explodes, which is pretty good. We have another pod coming up on Sunday, hopefully with Harry. The playoffs start. I'll do Instagram videos for those in between the pods, so keep an eye out for that. Instagram @ArrowsUp, and you can subscribe and listen to this podcast anywhere you get your pod. So please rate, review, and subscribe. The Red Sox have the same record as the Rangers. I'm drinking that Kool-Aid, man. We won 2-0 today. Let's go Sox. Let's go Lakers. Hala Madrid.